Hey, you guys. What's up? I'm gonna do something that was requested, I want to say probably 4 or 5 years ago, something. Surprise. I get around to stuff once in a while. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna make my not so world famous Sriracha burritos tonight. Um, so this wasn't really possible. It's still kind of like hardly possible now, but whatever, whatever. I am sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't include this in the video or whatever, but I took a big old dab before starting this because that's how I do. Well, actually, I took a big old dab and then I went out and smoked about like 4 to 5 thousand cigarettes, and then came in here. And I wasn't like even planning on filming this, but here we are. What's up? Anyway, I always, prepping the meat or whatever. Start with leg roll. I do have 2 more bottles of this, but I'm not. It's only a little bit on there, but I'm not gonna waste the leg roll. So just pour fairly generously onto the meat. Pour the Allegro, pour the Allegro face up onto your meat. Then I threw the rest away. There's only like a drop left in there. And next, we're gonna put some pepper sauce. Pepper sauce. Get it up on your meat. Pour the pepper sauce up on your meat. And then we're gonna get your meat extra spicy, well, sweet or whatever you want to call it, because the pepper sauce also helps with that. But I'm sorry, I'll show you in a second. Add some sriracha, and again, pour it on your meat. We're gonna pour it on your meat, and to mix this up, I am actually gonna put on gloves because that's how I do. It makes this whole process easier. Less messy or whatever. So, give me a sec. Give me some sex. Just give me a sec, whatever. Okay. So now I can't monitor the video, but, we're gonna, because, it's like facing this way, whatever. So now I'm just mixing it up, This is what I do. And I completely forgot to start heating the pan. Whatever. I am, if you're wondering, I am cooking this on a New Wave Gold. I won this at a bingo event years and years ago. It was about 87,000 years ago or something like that. But I use it all the time. I like it better than using the stovetop. I don't really know why. Because, I gotta have a special pan. You gotta have one of those, what do you call it? Is it conduction or convection? Not convection. I guess it's conduction, where it's gotta have, the magnetized pan or whatever. But it's good. It is good. And now I guess I have to, wait a minute because I'm all stoned. I forgot to, preheat the pan thing first. Because I'm a dummy with a big fat tummy. I am going to take just one of these gloves off while we got a minute because we are going to need to pan over to the pan. Anywho, come on. Pan to the pan, baby. Pan to the pan. Is that too far? I kind of think it is. So I'll just pick it up and I'll show you right there. We will see if this looks any better. I did not mean to make that into 2 separate video clips, but it is, it's whatever. So okay, I don't think this is really finished heating up yet, but we're gonna go ahead and throw it on there. I think. What is that? I don't even know what that says, but just boop, boop. That's how it doop. Boop, boop. Boop. And now is the part where I take the gloves off. Oh, baby, the gloves is off. The gloves is off. And so now I get our chopper ready. And I'm going to start getting the other stuff out of the fridge. Just if, you're wondering. Before, preview of other things that we're going to be using. We are going to add pickles. And, of course, we're going to make it, cheesy. We are going to make it cheesy. And a little bit, I guess we're going to have to open a new thing of sour creamy. But I'm also going to have to, now we flip over the meat. Don't forget to flip your meat. It's very important to flip your meat. We got to brown both sides of your meat. We got to brown both sides of your meat. And we are also, just to let you in on this. This is a pound, and I used to would sit and eat the pound's worth of hamburger and just make 2 big burritos. But I'm trying to change my wicked ways, so I separate it into 2 meals, and I make 2 smaller burritos with half of it, and then I will put the other half in this little bowl right here and seal it up for the next night. And so I'm just getting that silly seal wrap out now. Just, getting everything ready ahead of time or whatever. And also our tray for when we're ready. Getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but, that's good. Preparation is always good, especially when it's preparation H. Preparation H is a godsend, as they say, as it says, I believe, in the book of Psalms. I'm trying to get a couple paper plates out of here for when it's ready. And it's a little bit difficult because, everything that I have is fucking cluttered. That's just how it be. And also, I really doubt that you're wondering this because it's probably self-evident. But we are going to pair it with a nice strawberry Fanta. Because, that's how we drink. That is how we drink with our food. Oh, yeah. There is another ingredient I have not gotten out yet. And I need to. An important note about this, we are using the old El Paso original mix, but if you want to take this to dragon burrito level, try the old El Paso hot and spicy with it, but warning, warning, it's, that is for the bravest of souls. So I got this little thing at Walmart years ago for like a couple bucks. And once again, from the book of Psalms, it's a godsend. It is a godsend. But, the only bad thing about it is that sometimes when you're chopping up your meat like that, you do get it stuck in the things, and so you want to kind of try to get it down, get it off, as Prince once said, get off, and then set that aside. And we're going to do some more flippy flips, because again, you always want to brown both sides of your meat. You don't want to be eating anything raw. I mean, you could if like you're a a Vam cat or a werecat or a werepanther or whatever, or I guess a werewolf would probably eat raw meat too, but whoop, get over here, or squeakers, Squeakers will eat raw meat too. I seen him do it. That is just the sour cream fell on the floor, but it wasn't open, so it's all good. Plus, it's the squeeze cream. Squeeze that cream out for me, baby. Yeah. But yeah, he has left us a few half bunnies, half squirrels, half birds, and I'm usually the one that ends up having to dispose of them. Oh joy. Not really. It's well, I mean, yes, really, I'm the one that usually disposes of them, but it's not a joy, But it's something I'm used to doing. I grew up around cats. I've been around cats pretty much my whole life. Even when I was in prison at the receiving center of Powhatan, we had yard cats, and it was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, we are using these Mission extra large flour tortillas. But it was kind of crazy because we got like hardened killers in there. I mean, there was a guy down at the end of the tier, who like hacked up his whole fucking family. There was a 19-year-old there getting ready to push 120 years because he killed like 5 people, But every single fucking one of them will guard those cats with their life, for real. Like, you do not fuck with those cats. It's kind of amazing and heartwarming, You will never see anything more wholesome in the penitentiary than those inmates watching over those cats on the yard. 100, 100. 100, 100, I am not lying on that shit. Sign my soul or, swear my soul, whatever. Whatever you want to call that. Okay. Next step here, before we chop up meat again, coming over here for a reason, because we are going to put down cheese before the meat. And then we will put down cheese on top of the meat. I like my meat a little bit cheesy. Do you? Do you like your meat cheesy? I hope so. Especially if you're going to follow this recipe. If you can call it a recipe. If you can even really call this cooking. I mean, technically, I guess it is. Oh, we're going to need the second bag of cheese. I mean, it is technically. It's just, I have a hard time calling it cooking because like I only know how to make like a few things, and so I have a hard time calling myself a cook or admitting that what I'm doing is like actually cooking, because it doesn't always feel that way. Okay, we're gonna chop some more. Chop it, chop, 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 pa-chewy, chewy, chop, pa-chewy, chewy, chop. Once again, this fucking tool right here is fucking godsend, man. It is fucking godsend. And a little PS on this, just to be perfectly clear, this and a couple other things I make, don't get me wrong, are fucking good. They are good. But I fucking hate cooking. I do. I hate it with a passion. I don't like doing any of this shit. I just want to sit down, watch some TV, and eat it. That is why, like when I'm out doing the ride-alongs and stuff, like, I try to stop and get food, like, as often as possible when we do those, because, I don't want to come home and cook. I want to come home and eat. I've had a long, hard day of riding along. I want to just go home and eat. Preferably with a frozen Fanta if McDonald's would ever fix their machine. That being said, if you watch that last ride along, that blue Slurpee, though, did hit the spot. That blue Slurpee did hit the spot. Still not as good as the blue Fanta, but you know, it hit the spot. I am going to be happy. We're going to wash this off and just put it in the drainer. But I am going to be happy when we get our Wawa. Only problem is, like, when we get our Wawa, is that, like, the Wawa is going to be, like, all the way down the road on the other side of the main highway and everything. And so it's just a lot further than the McDonald's or the 7-Eleven. And, you know, I don't want to, like, go to McDonald's and then go to Wawa, and then, you know, it's going to be half melted by the time I get home. Even when I go to McDonald's and get the frozen Fanta, it is, you know, a pretty nice chunk of it at the bottom that has melted already by the time I get home. It was less of a problem with the 7-Eleven, but the 7-Eleven is a lot closer. But, you know, you know, I really want to be able to start making those at home. I do. All right, we are almost ready to start adding the season. The 4 seasons. Actually, it's just one. There's just one, but, you know. All right, we got that. I think we are going to, you know, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of like spreading it out across the pan and trying to get it even, just so that we could try to, you know, get the seasoning spread across a little bit better, a little bit butter or whatever you color, a little bit butter or whatever you color. And, you know, I know a lot of people will say, you know, go easy on the seasoning, a little goes a long way. And I say to those people, ain't nobody got time for that negativity. You know, throw that shit on. Throw that shit on. You know, I like my seasoning. I do the same thing with hamburgers. Although, to be fair, I'll just show you while I'm up in the cabinet. This is what I use for my burrito burgers. You know, this devil spit is some good ass shit. That devil spit is some good ass shit. And now we're just gonna mix it on up. We're gonna, as it says in, I believe it was Proverbs, we're gonna stir it up. I'm fucking stoned now, I'll stir it up. See, this could be a dinner for 2, but you're an ungrateful bitch who won't respond to all of my telepathic flirting, you know. So now I have to eat it all by myself. Or whatever. I am sorry. I like when I say shit like that. Understand, I'm just fucking kidding and just talking dumb shit. You know. Don't take me serious when I say that shit. Because, like, it seems like half of the time I be making jokes. And, like, people just, like, think I'm being serious. And I'm like, how the fuck did you think I'm being serious about that, you know? I'm kidding. I'm joking. You know, my whole life's a joke, so I make jokes, you know? Do what you know, as they say. You know? You know. Do you know, you know. Do I know? Do I really know? Probably not, because, you know, I don't know much in this world. I really don't. I don't know much in this world. Get that back on there. Get that back on there. Get on there. That is, the opposite of what they say in my dad's native country. You know, get on to there. Get on to there. And we're getting there. I am sorry. I am probably like way overdoing the steer here, but you know, I like to be thorough. I like to be thoroughfare. or whatever. And I think we're about done. I think we're about done with the steery steer. Okay. So let's turn this back around, down to our Platzenheimer, or whatever you want to call Limer, Slimer, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Shut up. Okay. Oh yeah. This is okay. Now this is the tricky part. Hi, little dude. Alicia Keychains is down here, and she says hi to all of you guys. Hi. Because she thinks that every time I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to give her treats, and I'm not. However, I am sort of weirdly happy that she doesn't seem to understand the word treats. So I don't have to, like, spell it out and shit. You know, that's pretty nice. Because, like, Mr. P definitely knew that word. So, like, I had to be real careful and spell it out. You know, it'd be like Treats. Most of you that have pets know exactly what I'm talking about, you know. You have to spell it out so they don't recognize that keyword. You know, sometimes that's the only thing they understand other than like blah, 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 blah. That's everything else we say. But then they hear us say treats and they're like, treats? You fucking right, I want treats, motherfucker. Give them. I am sorry for cussing so much, because there's probably people that are going to see like cooking video and think, oh boy, you know, I want to learn to cook food. This guy is rude. You know, and I am. I'm stoned and rude, and I am sorry about that, little dude. I am sorry about that, little dude. So I'm just putting, this is tomorrow night's. So I'm just putting that in the fridge now. If I can find a spot in the fridge now. Okay, I found a spot in the fridge now. Why is my Fanta still out here? I'm going to put that back in the fridge for a sec, too. Okay, so now we start dividing the meat up between the two burritos. I hope that I'm, like, not obstructing the view. I probably am. But, you know, there's not really a whole lot I can do. This kitchen is small. This apartment is small. I got no closets, you know. Even if I wanted to go, like, back in the closet with my straight-ishness, you know, I can't. Because I don't have any closets. Well, actually, I do. I have a closet that has the water heater in it. And then I have the other closet for my washing machine. So, you know, those are literally the only closets that I have in this place. Oh, we hear you, little dude. Meow. Meow. I mean, meow. Okay, so now, I hear you. No, this ain't for you. Ain't nothing for you over here, buddy. Human's got to eat once in a while, too. So I'm going to just dump the remainder of this cheese right here and open up a new thing of cheese. And, I don't know if I showed that earlier. The type of cheese we're using is the Mexican Fort cheese. Is good. Is good. Is very, very good. It's very, very good. And, you know, keep in mind for this recipe, you know, like, you can, you know, change to taste a little bit, you know, of course, you know. There's no rules or whatever. Just don't add cyanide to it, you know. And also don't add pineapples, because that is an abomination. Pineapples are not just an abomination on pizza. Pineapples are an abomination. Purred. I'm playing. If you enjoy pineapples, I apologize. I do not. You know, I mean, I do apologize. I don't enjoy pineapples. But anyway, now we're back to the pepper sauce. We're going to add some more pepper sauce. And see, that's what I say about, you know, switching out for the old El Paso hot and spicy if you really want to get brave. Because this is already going to be hot. This is already going to be hot to death right here. We hear you. Alicia Keychains would like you all to know that she has a mouse. As a matter of fact, I'll show him, little dude. I will show him. Well, now she stopped playing, but you can see her mouse right there. Fine, just walk away. Just walk away. She was proud, and she wanted you guys to know that she caught her little mouse. And there's one of her balls right there, too. And now I got to, like, redo this whole thing, little dude. You know, try to blur out or edit out or whatever my face right there because I don't have my tooth in. And I don't want to, like, publish that. So, yeah. Now we're adding more Siracha. Can't have enough. Well, actually, you can have too much Sriracha, but 100, you know. But we cook it in the meat, and we put it as a condiment. Both that and the pepper sauce. The pepper sauce and the Sriracha really, really complement each other well, in my personal opinion. And now we're going to add some pickles up on the top. These are the Mount Olive bread and butter chips. I usually go for about 5 on each one. And that little butt end I just ate. You know, that didn't go on the burrito, but, you know, it went in my muff. I'm going to move this one to over here because we ain't got much in the way of biggins there. So, that one on top. And, yeah. We'll go with that one on top there. We're almost done. Put that back in the fridge. And last thing is, you know, add the sour cream. Add that sour cream. Oh, it might help. I forgot that, you know, we're doing a new thing of sour cream. So, you know, I got to open the seal. Oh, and she is back here with her mouse again. So I'm not going to turn the camera on her because then she's going to be like, "What you doing, fool? You ain't supposed to videotape me playing, fool." And I want her to enjoy her little mouse. She caught it fair and square. Even if it's not a real mouse, still, she caught it fair and square. And there you go. Sriracha burritos. So, I am going to, like, turn this around real quick. You know, just to give you guys a nice little close-up. Here we go. Okay. Nice little close-up, you know. It definitely tastes a lot better than it looks, but, you know, this shit is good. So, yeah. Thanks for watching me cook some shit. I love you, babies. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.